Okay guys, I've got some retro pickups and current gen pickups. Yeah, I got quite a lot, probably got a bit carried away, but you know, as you do. I'm going to start with the retro stuff. Of course, I got more of that stuff than I did the current gen stuff, so yeah. I've said, I've said quite a few times that I want to be a bit more practical with my collection and get some of the things that are really needed, and especially towards especially with the Amiga, in other words, it's probably a bit more hardware based than actually getting games. So one of the things I finally got around to doing is I got a SCART lead for the 1200, but you can use it on any Amiga. Now I've been using the modulator, which is really annoying because it just sticks out the back of the 1200, and the reason why I've always held off buying one is because, like, if you want a SCART lead for your TV, you can pick one up for like £3. They really are dirt cheap. But when you get in like a SCART lead for an old computer, whether it's one of the old 8-bits or one of the 16-bit computers, you're going to be spending about 15-16 quid. So when I can pick a SCART lead up for my TV for a couple of quid, it kind of puts things into perspective, shall I say. You kind of tend to, well, at least for me, I've held off, thinking that I can make do with the modulator basically, and I have, but it sticks out the back. It's a bit annoying. If I take the modulator away, I can push my Amiga back a bit and have a bit more space. So I finally decided to spend the 16 quid or 15 quid or however much it was, and I finally bought one. Now I never expected there to be a difference in quality between the SCART lead and the modulator, and there's a big difference. The modulator is like playing the Amiga. The modulator is like Betamax quality, and using the SCART lead is like Blu-ray quality. I know that's a bit of an exaggeration there, but there's a big difference. The reason why I didn't think there would be a difference is because both the SCART lead and the modulator uses the video outputs on all the Amigas, so I just didn't think there would be a difference. But believe me, if you're using the modulator doesn't matter what Amiga you got, if you're using the modulator, chuck that thing away, get yourself a SCART lead, because there's a massive difference in quality. Just the crispness of the image is just so much better with a SCART lead. I will try and do a video, and hopefully the difference in visual quality will show up on the video. I'm not sure that it will, but I'll give it a go. Now I'm not going to attach it, so sorry you've been looking at a desk, but I'm not going to attach it for my Amiga because it's just a SCART lead. So, but the other thing I got was this little beast. Now basically this is a PSU for the A1200. Basically it's just an ATX PSU, but instead of all the different connections you get in the back to connect it to all the internals of your computer, it's just got this lead coming out and the plug for the back. Basically the reason why I got one of these is because I've been using an A1200 power supply. Now I have to use an A1200. I've been using an A500 power supply. The reason why I can't use the A1200 one is because, and this is one of the stupid mistakes that Commodore made with the A1200, is because when I think it's something like only 25 watts, so when they packaged the A1200 power supply with the A1200, it only gives the 1200 enough power just in its stock form. So if you went to add a hard drive or some extra RAM to it, you wouldn't be able to get it to work because the PSU is not supplying the thing with enough juice to power it on. So that's just pretty stupid. One of the things that made the Amiga just so great is its expandability. And if you bought the Amiga and you was given the power supply that was in the box and it couldn't work just because you put a hard drive in the A1200, it's pretty stupid. So you either had to get a third party power supply, or you had to get an A1200 one. And this is the thing that I don't get. Why didn't Commodore just say, hey, we've discontinued the A1200, but why don't we just make we've discontinued the A500, but why don't we just take that power supply and just stick it with the A1200 instead of making a new one that can't work if you expand the A1200. So it's just pretty stupid. So yeah, I've been using an A500 power supply. The thing with my power supply though is after about 20 minutes, half an hour, it would stink of plastic. Now there's nothing wrong with it. It wasn't dodgy. It wasn't a fire hazard. It's not, it's not on its way out. It's just old, and the more I used it, or when I used it for long periods, it just had this really musty, old, plasticky smell to it. And after using it for a while in a small room, I could kind of taste it on my mouth. I know it sounds like the most stupidest thing, but it just got on my fucking nerves, excuse my French, but it really did annoy me. So I bought one of these. Now this is specifically for expanded A1200 machines, so I can expand the hell out of my 1200, and this will supply it with enough juice. This was pretty expensive, but I really had to get it. I really couldn't put up with that plasticky, musty smell any longer, so I decided to get one of these. And that was from AmigaKit.com. Okay, the next pickup I got was this. This came free with the one of the Sega Saturn magazines, and it's basically just like a little old school review guide. It's got no pictures in it really. Yeah, it's just one of those books you get with magazines. I'm not bothered that it hasn't got any screenshots in it, because even when I'm not sure whether I think they've stopped doing these this gen because everything's pretty much put on disc. But I know they did it last gen because I've got a San Andreas little book like this. The reason why I don't mind that there's no screenshots in there though is because whenever you get little books like this from gaming magazines, they don't calibrate the screenshots for black and white. So when you're looking at the screenshots in these books, all you're getting is pretty much a black blotch of an image, and you can't see bugger all. Now like I said, I've got a San Andreas one of these kind of little books, and I remember these kind of things from back in the day. And like I said, all the pictures in there are like black blotches. You can't see naff all in the screenshots, so they really are pointless in putting them in there. So yeah, it just came free with one of the Sega Saturn magazines, and it's just a little review guide. It's also got like cheats and what else in there. I also got some more of these Sega Saturn magazines. I love this magazine, it really is brilliant. I just can't sing its praises enough. It's just full of artwork. The writing is just top quality, loads of really top quality screenshots, and yeah, it's just a well written magazine. It's got reviews, overviews, previews, features. It's got walkthroughs, cheats, guides. It's just a brilliant magazine. I did get quite a few of these, and I just get, I just want to get all of these basically. I think I can't remember how many issues in total there is. This one's quite an early one. It's issue 16. I think this one's a mid one, which is issue 23. Fun Force there, I think. Yeah, it's just a brilliant magazine, really. Okay, next up guys, I got this game UFO Enemy Unknown for the good old Amiga. Now, I've been watching Lebosu77's videos on, he's been doing a video series basically, a playthrough of XCOM. Now, go and check out his videos, I'll put a link below. What impressed me about that game, and I never thought that that game was UFO Enemy Unknown. I didn't know that until he mentioned it on one of his videos. Now I haven't watched all of his videos, I only watched quite a few of them when he first started. But what really impressed me was just how atmospheric and really tense the game was. It really seeped through into his videos. It really is an atmospheric game, and it's quite nail biting in a way, because just watch his videos, you'll see what I mean. Just really tense, and it just impressed me basically. And when I watched his videos, I just thought, now I know that this game is on the Amiga. Now I know that it's like Enemy Unknown, UFO Enemy Unknown. I've got to get this game. I've got to get this game for the Amiga. So I just went on a hunt for it basically. Now I did find out that there was an ECS and AGA version. Now this is one of the things that has kind of disappointed me. Like about 7 years ago, when I first got into the Amiga, there was probably over 2,000 auctions and buy it in the house for Amiga games. But if you look now, there's about 800 or 900. I don't know why that is. I don't know why there's been such a dramatic drop in the amount of Amiga games on eBay. It's quite depressing really. I don't know why that is. I don't know whether it's because, I don't know, I just ain't got a clue, but there's just been a dramatic drop in the amount of games that have been sold on eBay in the Amiga games wise. So that's quite disappointing, because I say that because the AGA version of this game I used to come across literally all the time. It really used to be quite, a common game to come across. I used to come across it literally all the time, and yeah, I checked it out, and I didn't really give it much attention really, because I thought it was a bit like, I thought the game was like Alien Breed or Chaos Engine. I didn't know until I watched Lebosu's videos just what the game was about and just how brilliant it was basically. And yeah, you just try and get this game now. It's impossible. You never see this. I was looking for this game on eBay, and I could only find one, and it was just the manual and the discs. And I tried to get a close up of the discs, but I couldn't. They didn't look right to me. It didn't look like the game discs, so I wasn't going to buy it. So I did find this on retrogames. I think it's retrogames.co.uk. I don't know, I'll put a link below anyway. Really great site for buying retro games. Unfortunately, this is the ECS version. Now I say unfortunately because, yeah, the ECS version is still great, but the AGA version is much better. Better graphics, better sound, and it just looks a lot better. Especially the bit with the world view, the globe, looks a lot better. It's much clearer. But yeah, I did manage to get this game. I'm still going to keep an eye out for the AGA version. It's just a shame that what was once a really, common game is now like rare as gold, as rare as, just as rare can be, really. Have no drink. Okay, next up, well, I bought 2 games from this site, and I've never bought anything from this site before, and I was a bit dubious about using it, but I thought, well, I'll give them a go. I've never bought anything from there before. The only way I'm ever going to know if they're any good is if I buy something from there. So I went and bought 2 games. Now I'm not very impressed with this site, to be honest. The outer packaging that they sent their games in was okay. Was actually quite good. But the inner packaging was just rubbish. You don't send Amiga games through the post without making sure the discs aren't going to move about in the boxes. So you need to put something in the Amiga boxes to stop the discs from being thrown about, basically, through the post. And they didn't do that, and that really got on my nerves, because any seller that has the intuition to put some bubble wrap or newspaper or just something in there to protect the discs, to stop them from rattling about and moving about in the box, they're the sellers to stick with. The ones who don't are the ones to, send packing, really. I'm not going to order from this place again because, like I said, the out packaging was fine, but they didn't protect the discs, and that's the most important thing, really. So, and this game is actually quite rare in its liberation. Don't know too much about this game, but I know it's always been one that's fairly hard to get hold of. Especially this one, the AGA version. You can get the CD32 version pretty easily, but it's the disc-based A1200 one that's quite hard to get hold of. You can't even really get this free on the internet, so it is quite hard to get hold of it. Now this game, unfortunately, it sort of works and it sort of doesn't. I tried playing this. I was worried when there was nothing in there and the discs were just rattling about all over the place. And yeah, so I tried playing the game from disc and it sort of worked. It didn't work the first time, which I was pissed off about. It worked the second time, but I only got to watch a bit of the cutscene, and then it must have got to a bad sector on the disc and said error something or other, sector blah blah blah, retry or cancel. And so it sort of worked and it sort of didn't. So I thought I'd try installing it to the hard drive, and it worked for a while. And then it got to a point on disc 1 when it said the same thing, error at sector whatever. Would you like to retry or cancel? And I was really pissed off, so I kept hitting retry, and eventually it got past the error and worked. And I got through onto disc 2 and I was like, yes, yes, please work, please work. And then it got to another error. And I just thought I'll keep pressing retry like I did on disc 1, and hopefully it will work through the error and it'll install. And it just wouldn't. It just it just got to a point where it just wouldn't get past the error. So, like I said, it sort of works and it sort of doesn't. I didn't. I decided not to send this game back simply because I really couldn't be asked. You know, when I ordered it, I was really busy. I didn't have the time to send it back, so I just thought it sort of works, it sort of doesn't. So, you know, I just know not to buy from that place again, really. The other game I got from there, and I was really worried about this one, it was Bloodnet. Now this is the AGA version, and I've wanted this game ever since I got into the Amiga. This is one of the first AGA games that I basically checked out, and you know, as I was discovering the system and the difference between ECS and AGA, this is one of the games that from day one I've just wanted, and I've just never got around to acquiring. When I got it, the problem was, again, the discs were just loose inside, and I was just like, oh no, I'm going to have the same problem as Liberation, it ain't going to work. But anyway, I tried playing the game from disc and it worked, and then I installed the game onto the hard drive and no problems. So fortunately this one works, so I'm really happy about that. It has got a little bit of a splodge there, but I don't mind. The most important thing is the game works. What I've done with both these games, even Liberation, that doesn't bloody work properly, is I've done what the seller should have done when he sent the games through the post. You can get it off. I've packaged them in bubble wrap. This is what the seller should have done to stop the discs rattling about, but he put them loose. Dickhead. Sorry, but like I said, anyone who sells Amiga games and has the intuition to, you know, do that and, you know, bubble wrap the discs up or just put something in there to stop them moving about is a good seller. Any seller that doesn't do that, then don't buy from him, because at the end of the day, I've had this trouble before, and you don't know whether it's them rattling about, getting shaken up through the post that stops the discs from working, or whether the seller's just trying it on and just sending a dud game through the post. The fact that Liberation didn't have any protection inside to stop the discs moving, I just don't know whether he sold me a dud or whether the discs just got screwed up through the post, because the discs, they sound really bad when I stick them in the disc drive. They sound not this game, but Liberation, they sound what's the word, unhealthy, really. So yeah, so a bit annoyed about Liberation, but I don't know what I can do about them. It sort of works and it sort of doesn't. Yeah, so that's that. I'm going to run out of room on this card in a minute, so I better hurry up. Okay, next up for the Sega Saturn is Burning Rangers. I've wanted this for the longest time. It cost 40 quid, so you know, that's just the general price of the game, so that's pretty much the reason why I never bought it. I have to say, it is a beautiful game. The graphics are brilliant, very futuristic, neon looking graphics with almost reflective looking surfaces. The only downside to this game is, while it does look like one of the most graphically accomplished Sega Saturn games, the amount of pop-in and glitches in the game is just really bad. It spoils it a little bit. Okay, on to current gen pickups. First off, and I'm not sure exactly when I got this game, I'm not sure whether I've showed it in I'm getting bleh. I'm not sure whether I've shown this in one of my pickups, my last pickups. I'm not sure whether I got it just before or just after, but it's Mass Effect 3. It's still sealed. I'm really not sure what to do. I'm not sure whether to play from the first game onwards or just from Mass Effect 2 onwards or just play this. I really can't decide what to do yet. Thing is, I've played Mass Effect 1 4 times and loved every minute of it. That's the only reason why I'm not sure whether just to play the second game again or just start from the start or just play this. But I'm playing a lot of retro stuff at the moment, so I've got plenty of time to decide what to do. Next up is Knight's Contract. Now, I don't know anything about this game, and the only reason why I bought it is because it's by Namco. No, I can't even say it. It's from Bandai Namco. And they did Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom, and that's pretty much the only reason why I bought this, is because it was by Bandai basically, and I saw it in the shop. I looked at the back. It looks really good, and I saw that it was by Bandai, Bandai Namco, and I just thought I'm going to have that. That's pretty much the only reason why I bought it, but I think it's going to be good. Next up, a game that I wanted to get on release, but I just couldn't afford it basically. I couldn't even afford Mass Effect 3 in the end, so you know, that's just the way it went. Binary Domain. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. I've heard that it's basically the arcade balls to the walls action of Vanquished, but with a serious storyline and voice acting. So I'm really looking forward to getting this. What am I talking about? I've already got it. I'm really looking forward to playing this game. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, I mean, Sega are just on fire at the moment. They're just, I mean, all their arcade stuff that they're just putting out there, and their releases like this are just, oh my god, they just can't put a foot wrong at the moment. So it's really a shame that they're posting losses or whatever. If people want to play different games, then they need to start picking up stuff like this on day one. You know, if you're fed up of Call of Duty, then, you know, don't ignore games like this basically, because if people don't keep on buying games like this by people like Sega's going to go out of business. We're not going to get games like this, and all we're going to get is Call of Duties. So yeah, that's my pickups videos guys, and thanks for watching.